Hi, I'm DeDe. In this session, we'll do some seated core strengthening exercises, which will include taking our torso, arms, and legs into a different than usual relationship with gravity. A stronger core gives us better overall strength and stability, which makes us better at everything we do. We'll also do some mobility work toward the end to keep us limber. And here's what you'll need: a sturdy armless chair, athletic shoes, some water for hydration, and maybe you'll need a small towel too. Make sure you have plenty of space around you, and remember, always move at your own pace. So let's come to a seated position. Sitting away from the back of the chair and sitting up straight and tall. Line your feet up with your knees. Line your knees up with your hip joints, and make sure that you're one straight column here with your spine. Let's tap the toes, right and left, right, left. So just sitting up tall without the support of the back of the chair, that's using our core muscles. This might be an unusual relationship to gravity, meaning that you might normally slump a little bit. So this is starting us out right away. Tap, tap. So all it takes to have better posture is just to practice better posture, as well as doing some strengthening and some stretching in some key areas. And we're going to do all of that today as we strengthen our core. Let's speed these toe taps up now. Right, left. So if you're just learning about core strength and you're wondering, where is your legs and your head? So it's your whole torso, really. Now, both legs, we go tiptoes up and down. Both the right and left heel, lifting up and down. Are your knees directly over your ankles? So if we were standing, this would be more work. Right now, try not to hold your breath at any point. Let's do a few more of these. Can you feel some heat starting to build in your lower leg? Maybe from the knee down, maybe from the hip down. All right, both heels are down. Now we extend one leg. So reach and tap your heel down. Just a reminder, holding on is always okay. Not holding on, if you feel comfortable not holding on, is also okay. Slide, slide back. Hello, Prissy. Can we reach? I can feel my heart rate starting to come up. I hope you can too. Two more like this. Now keep going with the legs. Both feet are down now, and we heel toe the feet apart. So it looks like this. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Come in, toe, heel, toe. Now we'll add a swiveling arm. Fingers in together, swivel out, elbows, fingers, elbows. So it doesn't matter if you're heel toeing or toe heeling, it still serves the same purpose. And that's to warm up the lower leg and the hip, limbering up the inner thigh and groin area. And this swiveling arm position is helping to warm up our shoulders. Try to go out toward the corners of the seat of your chair. A couple more. Last one. Now hold it here, hip distance apart. Let's limber up through the wrists back and forth. Easy does it. Shoulders are relaxed. Now we'll concentrate a little bit more on our shoulders. Bring your arms down, thumbs forward. Let's roll the right shoulder and the left. We'll bend the elbow a little bit. That feels a little different. Now, can you look at your thumb as the arm comes around? Can you follow it with your eyes? Does that cause you to lose your balance? Does that cause you to feel not so stable on your chair? If it does, don't look at your thumb, just look forward. But if you can, let your eyes go with your hand. Now, if you can, make your arm motion a little bit bigger. The thumb is still up. And so we have to turn the head a little bit more. 4 more. Now we look forward and we make it smaller. Both arms. Lead with your elbows. 3, 4, go again. Elbows, and then the thumbs. Again, elbows, thumbs. 1 more. Move your feet out wider, and then we'll hinge. Inhale, hands on your legs. Exhale, tip forward. Keep your back long and straight. Inhale up, tip forward. Exhale. So once again, we have our legs out in line with the corners of our chair at the widest. All right, stay down. Let's twist. Inhale here, and then exhale, drop one shoulder. Inhale, center, drop the other. You can turn your head. You don't have to, but you can. Four more. Two more. You feel it in the front of your shoulder. You feel it through your back, maybe through your inner thigh area too. Now let's come up to the center. Inhale, leave your right hand where it is. Exhale, left arm goes over. Now switch. Starting to warm up through our middle. So think about all the motion that you do on a regular basis that involves your torso. Pretty much every motion that you do with your arms and legs uses your torso muscles. Center and over. Can you go a little further over? Now that we're a little bit more limber, a little bit warmer, a little bit further over with your shoulders. Keep your hips on the chair, but lean a little further. Now take the arms out to the sides. Let's inhale here, thumbs up, exhale, twist, sturdy legs. Inhale out and twist. So what I mean by sturdy legs is when you press into your leg with your hand, it shouldn't move. Just like your chair, it's sturdy. Stay tall and upright. Remember, turning your head is always optional. 2 more. All right, it's time for us to move into our seated lunge now. Hold on to the chair, your feet are still wide. Turn. Drop into this position with your knee under your hip and this knee over the ankle. And then we rock the pelvis like this, forward and back, forward and back. You can use some of your abdominal muscles to help create this rocking action. 4 more now. Last two. In the hip flexor is where you should feel that, right here. Let's turn. All right, get your setup here. Hold on to the chair if you need to. And then we rock the pelvis forward and back. Lots of sitting and not that much stretching and limbering creates tightness in this area. Tightness in this area creates lots of dysfunction in our low back, our hips, our legs. All right, stop. Let's come to the center. Let's reestablish our original sitting position, away from the back of the chair, of course. Knees in line with hip joints, knees over ankles, feet are even and straight. And we're going to hold the chair to start. And then we'll do some hip circles. So one hip is higher, and then that hip is lower, and the other hip is higher. Lift your hip up, set it down, lift the other hip up. So as a result of this hip circle, our torso is going around in a circle. Now let's go the other way. Lift one hip, set it down, lift the other hip. Again, one hip, just a little lift, and then the other. It's really not even lifting, it's making it lighter than the other hip. So we're doing this holding on to the chair at first. Now let's go the other way. If you don't need to hold on, hands in your lap. Around, around. And then let's reverse. So as you lean your head and your torso, you should feel your core muscles working. Reverse, how about one hand across your chest? So every opportunity that we have to make this a little more challenging, you always have the option to do it. Reverse, it's an opportunity. How about both arms? It's not mandatory, it's not an obligation. You do the level that works for you. Reverse. I can feel my core working. I hope you can too. Reverse. I can feel it in my waist, in my abdomen, in my other waist, and in my back. All right, reverse. Now one hand to your temple. Remember, all of these changes are making it a little bit more challenging. Reverse. How about both sets of fingers to the temples? Around, 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 and reverse. I hope you're still breathing deeply. Reverse. Now, if you start to get too fatigued, back off into an easier version, or just stop and take a little break. All right, let's stop and do just that. Let's take a little break. Bring your feet in, knees in, rest your forearms here. Shoulders away from ears. Now you tipped forward, didn't you? With a neutral spine, that's what we want to do here. Not rounding. Make sure that's you. All right, now we sit up, we separate the feet again so we're about hip joint distance apart, knees over ankles. Now we'll start out holding on to the chair. Lean forward, and then we'll hold here. Shoulders are away from the ears, and I want you to continue to make your abdomen long. If it starts to shorten, that means that you've started rounding your back, so we don't want to do that. Now how about taking one hand on your lap? How about both hands? Are you okay with that? Because if you are, then we can explore further. If you want to keep one or both hands back, holding onto the seat or the back of the chair, either way. All right, let's try elbows out to the sides now. So hands turn in. That's a little bit more challenging. Let's make the hands lighter on the lap. And then how about this? Thumb up, one arm out to the side. You still okay here? If you're still looking forward and your neck is out of alignment, just try to listen to my cues and look only for a moment when you need to. How about both arms out to the sides with the thumbs up? Now, how about if we squeeze the shoulder blades in toward the spine a little bit more? How about if we draw the arms back a little bit further? You should feel a lot of effort in your back muscles right now. Push your feet firmly down into the floor. Lengthen your abdomen a little bit further if you can. All right, let's sit up. Roll your shoulders up and around, back and down. That was a lot of work for the shoulders too, if you had your arms out to the sides especially. And then do it again. And then release your shoulders. Now we'll separate the feet. This time they're about shoulder width distance apart. We're going back into that forward position. So hold on with your hands if you need to. Otherwise, hands in your lap. You're tipping forward, right? Neutral and long through the spine. Now let's try this. One arm across your chest, fingers on your opposite shoulder, maybe both. Now use your legs, push your feet firmly down. Keep lifting your chest. You okay with this? Now how about if we do a little bit of rotation? So that means we turn the whole torso a few degrees to the right, back to the center, a few degrees to the left, back to the center. How are you doing? Are you okay with this? So if you're holding on, you can let go with one hand so you can get the twist. All right, and then we're coming back to center. Hands on your legs, help yourself up. Let's take a quick break. Walk your feet in, rest your forearms here on your thighs. Now, if it feels good, you can go under your legs with your arms and really hug, but you have to keep your back neutral and straight. So maybe having your arms on top is better. See how it feels. All right, it's time to lean back now. So we're going to keep the feet together like this. Hold on to the seat of your chair. Keep your back long and straight, and then lean back. So you're not quite touching the back of the chair. And then sit up. Let's try it again. Lean back, sit up. How about one hand on your lap? Lean back, sit up. Can we do that with both hands on the lap? Keep your chin the same distance from your chest throughout. I know that's tough. That makes it a lot more resistance for your abdomen. Hip flexors are working a little bit here as well. Now, only if it feels right will you try putting your fingers on your opposite shoulder. And if you're okay there, then both hands. Now come back and hold and keep breathing. So you can look at me, but really your face is pointing up a little bit more, isn't it? Your feet are still on the floor. Keep lifting your chest up. Now we twist side to side. Just a little twist, just a little one. Let's keep going with one hand on the lap and then both hands on the lap. Reach one set of fingers further forward and then we sit up. Forearms on your legs once again. So let your back relax for a moment and let your core muscles recover. Now we sit up. We take the feet about shoulder width distance apart. And then we start by holding on here. We lean over to the side. And then we come back up and we lean to the other side. Over, straight column, and up. Now how about one hand on your leg? Maybe both hands on your legs. Now how about one arm across your chest? How about both? Step by step, we're exploring what works for you, what is the right amount of challenge for you. All right, we have another option, a little more challenging here. How about here? Boy, I feel that in my waist. I hope you do too. It probably makes the most sense to exhale when we're here and then inhale when we're here. See how it feels for you. All right, now what if we straighten one arm and then we bend it. So the arm that you're leaning away from, that side, is the side where your arm comes out. Now let's try it with the same side arm straightening. That's tougher because it makes you a little heavier because it's a longer lever. So that means there's harder work involved to stabilize and to pull you back up. Can you feel that it's tougher? Now what about this? Over and hold. And then we add the second arm, and then we're in the center. Over and hold, add the second arm, and then center. Over, second arm, up. Two more. One more time. And then we're in the center. All right, walk your feet in. Let's give our shoulders a little stretch after that one. Pull one arm across. Feel the stretch here. Now keep your shoulder down away from your ear. So this arm is pulling this arm across. Let's reverse that. Here and then here. Try not to go here. Push it down. And then back to here. This is like child's pose in yoga, but this is the seated version. It's a good recovery position. All right, now we'll do some optional standing stuff. If you don't want to stand up, you don't have to. You can keep doing the side to side with your choice of arms. But if you're going to stand up, go ahead and stand up with me. Take your time. Now, you don't have to turn your chair unless you don't have enough space. I'm going to turn my chair because I want you to see me from the side. All right, so we're behind the chair. We have our hands on the chair with the thumbs up, and then we're bending our knees and walking backward until we're able to fold right across the front of our hip joints. So your body's in a long, kind of an L shape. Make sure your thumbs are up here. So you may feel some stretch in the backs of your legs, your thighs especially. You may feel some stretch in your shoulders. You may feel some stretch up into your hips, through your back. So right now the feet are about hip joint distance apart. Now hold on to the chair, walk your feet in a little bit closer to one another, and then take your right leg back, flex your foot, and begin to bend your elbows. Now we want to keep the hips as level to the floor as we can. If you were watching me, go ahead and join me now. So you're stabilizing with your hands on the chair, pressing out through your lifted heel, softening your standing leg. So we have a lot of our core muscles working against gravity right now, especially through the hip and the back. All right, and then we bring both feet down, and we do that on the other side. So take your other leg back, shoulders away from ears, flex your foot, bend your elbows, lifting your leg behind you and leveling out your hips. Use the chair for stability as much as you need to. Can you drop a little further into this if you bend your standing leg a little bit more? Try to have your navel facing straight down toward the ground if you can. Check in with your shoulders, make sure they're not elevated. All right, and then both feet come down. All right, let's come back around now and have a seat. And we'll go back to that resting pose that we've been doing, this one. Did you feel that in your hips and your low back, maybe your middle and your upper back too? I did. Standing leg was working also. The lifted leg was working, our shoulders were working. We were also training balance. It's very important to train balance, isn't it? All right, sit all the way up. Make sure you're not against the back of the chair now. Let's turn so we're facing sideways. You're still on the seat of the chair. You're not too close to the back of it. Now watch before you go. We're going to take both hands on the back of the chair and twist. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and join me. Deep breaths up into your torso. Feel the lift and the twist. They're both equally important. Lifting up through the crown of your head and turning your chest toward the back of the chair. All right, and then from here, we take the leg that's closest to me and we bring it back. Remember this lunge from earlier? This time we're going to try to move the back foot back a little bit further if we can. So wiggling your foot is usually the easiest way to get it to go back. Now we'll do a side bend. So take your arm that's closest to me, your other hand is on the back of the chair, and then we reach over toward the back of the chair with this hand, the one that's closest to me, up and over. Stay right there. So make sure you're getting this side bend going with your elbow bent. Together with what we're doing with our legs, this is a big, powerful stretch. All right, and then we come up. Let's change sides. So first we lunge, and we hold on tight. Slide the back foot back. Take the arm that's closest to me, reach it up and over. Side bend. Can you feel the stretch in your side? Does it feel good? Make sure you keep dropping this hip that's closest to me down, even while you're side bending. All right, and then we'll come up. Now both feet over on this side. Let's twist. Look over the back of the chair, shoulders down. Deep breathing. And then let's come on back to the center. All right, so how do you feel? By strengthening our core, we're able to increase dynamic stabilization and strength, which means we can be better at just about every activity that we do on a daily basis. Thanks for joining me, but more importantly, thank yourself for being here and taking some time for self-care. You did that today. Thank yourself for doing that. I'll see you next time.